Welcome back. To continue our session and to finish up on Dreams Part 2, joining me again is Dr. Ivy Norris. She is the Vice President of the School of Metaphysics. Let's jump in. Now, in this segment, I want to continue with what these dreams can represent and sort of the connection with our mind.
Okay.
I do want to sort of ask this question. If we were, go back to the car for a moment, if we were actually in this car and the car had crashed, and you mentioned about the lady who dreamt that she had had a horrible accident in a car and so she would never drive.
Right.
If we aren't understanding what it could mean, should we really sometimes interpret our dreams that literally?
It's important to learn the symbolic interpretation of dreams. That's why I recommend the classes at the school, because people often interpret them literally and it's incorrect. However, you know, the dream is helping people. A dream like that would be indicating something is in need in the health arena.
Right.
So one of the greatest ways that we drain our energies is through scattered attention. And so if somebody knew that they were worrying too much or things like that, if they were slowing down their thinking process, then they might drive more carefully. So it's important to look for all our areas of health, and part of that is just being careful.
Okay, so to drive more cautiously but not totally stop driving could be a good thing anyway.
Right.
Okay. Now let me ask this question in terms of change, because you said through our dreams and what you can help us understand, we can learn how to change, how to take control, how to make positive gains in that. What about people who feel that they have changed, but they haven't changed?
Right.
Would the quality of their dreams really change, or would it kind of stay the same? I mean, what should they think about or look for? Because to me, that's the hardest thing. I mean, if I know that I have changed or I can make a change because I realize it, then that's a different thing. But if I realize it and I think I've made the change, but I'm still really in the same old patterns, then to me that's a little bit harder.
Right. Well, that's one of the greatest things about dreams, is they give us the truth about our thinking.
Okay.
It's like having an inner best friend or a counselor that gives us truthful feedback. And so if we're unsure or if we're a little too confident about what's going on in our life, it will tell us the truth. It will give us a pat on the back if we're moving forward, and it'll give us dreams like, you know, being chased or all kinds of different things indicating that we have yet to change. A lot of times dreams with animals in it represent habitual ways of thinking. Usually if we are thinking habitually, we're not changing. We're kind of on autopilot.
Right. So if we're starting to have dreams or they're continuing with different animals, even though the animals may be gentler. Maybe before you were dreaming about lions, tigers, and bears, and now you're dreaming about puppies.
Right.
But they're still animals.
Right.
So it's still telling you the same kind of thing. And you said about being chased?
A lot of times people are being chased and somebody has a gun or something like that. Well, a gun is a tool for change. So usually that indicates it's a way that they're avoiding a change or feeling forced to make a change. And so that's when I, you know, recommend the classes or things like that, so that they can consciously set some goals and take some action, have purpose for it, and make changes that they really want in their lives. Then they feel in control.
Okay, so the types of dreams you have may change somewhat, but they're sending us the same message.
They're telling us about
our thinking.
Yes.
Okay, now let me ask this question. Sometimes people will say, would I have the ability, or giving examples of people that may feel they have the ability to sort of moderate how they feel or their temperature or things like that, and they may say, well, you know, I dreamt I have such power to do X, Y, Z, where if I'm feeling cold, I can make myself feel warm. Is that really true?
I believe it is true. It really depends on the person's ability to concentrate.
Okay.
Like some people have refined that ability to concentrate, so their thoughts are very powerful, very strong, and so their ability to make changes in their physical body happens more quickly. For some people, it may take a little longer. I know that, you know, there's biofeedback and all kinds of different methods that are used, and it uses the power of our thoughts. Thoughts are things. Thought is cause. When we learn how to direct our thinking, when we learn how to visualize properly, we can make definite changes in our physical life and our physical body too.
You know, and that is so true, because I was looking at the news the other day, national news, and they were showing this revolutionary new stuff that they're doing in terms of research, where they're putting like a computer chip in a brain of paralyzed persons. And actually by their thought, they're able to manipulate things because they cannot do it with their hands.
Wow.
And they're able to do that. And they showed a monkey that way, where they had the monkey's arms restrained, and he was just thinking about moving the arm to pick up the treat. and the artificial arm that was attached to him actually moved and picked up the treat.
That's great.
So it does clearly show that mind-body type of connection, even outside of the body, where you can still manipulate things, and this is no different.
Right.
That's fascinating. Now let me ask a few common things for dreams in our last few minutes here together to get clarity. What if I'm always dreaming about water? Either I'm drowning in the water or I'm always in water in some form or fashion. Is there some semblance to water?
There is. Water represents our daily conscious life experiences, our physical experiences. So if there's an abundance of water and somebody is drowning in it, there's a way that they feel overwhelmed by their daily life experiences. If they're gracefully swimming through the ocean and the waters are calm, that's how they're able to move through their life experiences.
Excellent. So it just depends on what phenomena is happening with you and the water as to what it may be telling you.
Right.
Okay. What about fruits and vegetables? People that think, you know, I'm always dreaming that I'm eating fruits and vegetables, or I'm always in a fruit garden or a vegetable garden, or they're always around me.
That's great.
What could that tell us other than, and you think, am I a little bit nutty? Because some people might think of that traditional, like you're kind of fruity with that kind of concept. You must be having some mental challenges. What does that tell us?
Yeah, not at all. Food in a dream represents knowledge because it feeds us. Knowledge feeds us on a soul level, enables us to grow. So food feeds us on a physical level. So food represents knowledge in a dream. So if people are eating, then they're taking in the knowledge that's available. You know, if they have a whole banquet, there are a whole big table full of food, they have a lot of knowledge available. So especially fruits and vegetables, since they're so good for our body, then it's knowledge that's very important and valuable and helpful, as opposed to the, you know, the junk food sometimes people are eating in their dreams.
Right. Now, what about a person who dreams a lot about, we talked about the animals and what that, I mean, in terms of habitualness. What about birds? We don't think of birds as being a part of the animal, but they're always seeing doves or things in flight.
Right.
What could that mean?
Well, again, that comes to the different divisions of the mind. Animals represent habitual ways of thinking in the conscious mind. Birds are a special kind of animal. They take flight. And so they would have to do with more subconscious thoughts. Those would be tendencies somebody has towards certain understandings, like a propensity to be generous or kind or something like that. It's some quality that we have that gives us freedom and helps other people as well.
Okay, a couple of other quick ones. What about teeth? Sometimes people are dreaming about something's happening to their teeth. Either their teeth are cold, or, you know, and they're causing them pain, or either they can't bite with their teeth. Something's happening with these teeth.
That's a very common dream symbol. We have a book in our library at the school that gives the 25 most commonly asked questions about dreams. That's one of the common ones. Teeth are tools to break down food. Food, again, is knowledge. So it's something that's occurring in the way that we break down knowledge, assimilate knowledge, receive knowledge into our lives. Sometimes that means that we're changing the way that we do that. Sometimes that means that we need to change the way that we do that. A lot of times college students will have dreams of their teeth falling out around exam time because they need to try to learn differently. They need to learn about improving their memory and being present and listening and different things like that. Or somebody will take a class in the School of Metaphysics and they're learning about memory improvement and things like that, and so there's a big change in the way that they take in knowledge.
Okay, I know that was fast and furious, but I do want to mention, before I have to wrap up here, once again, these, you brought these before, but these were, and I used the Dreamer's Dictionary.
Great.
I want to show here, I think people can see it this way, the Dreamer's Dictionary, and then the Lucid Dreaming. And this shows you 99,000 opportunities
for awareness. Now those are different sections, like different essays on dreams of different sorts, and it's really fascinating.
Okay.
I usually give that during a workshop. I read some of it, and people cry because they have very meaningful dreams a lot of times that touch them on a very deep level.
Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you.
And I'm going to dream on.
Great.
Well, that's our show. For Health Alert, I'm Pam Butler. I love to hear your comments or suggestions for future shows. Please write me at Health Alert USA, P.O. Box 50913, Tulsa, Oklahoma 74150. Or if you're on the email trail, please email me at healthalert@gmail.com. And also visit me on YouTube at youtube.com/HealthAlertUSA. Take care, and remember, get your dreams understood because they're often not what you think they are, and then do something about it. Take care. This program would not be possible without the support of OU Physicians in Tulsa.